So it's only one Miami Hurricane hitting the portal today, but you will recognize the name. What's going on, Canes fans? Now, before we dive into today's video, do me a quick favor and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. I'm going to be working hard to keep you guys up to date with every transfer that leaves Miami and comes into Miami. So if that's something that you're interested in, double check and make sure that you are subbed. I also really enjoy reading your reactions and takes on all of this transfer portal stuff, so let's chop it up down in the comments. And since it's only one player hitting the portal, we'll also take a few minutes to discuss some of the big time quarterbacks that have now also entered their name. And Miami might have already offered a big boy offensive lineman as well. So the fifth Miami Hurricane to enter the transfer portal is wide receiver Frank Ladson. Ladson spent 2 seasons with Miami after transferring from Clemson, and when he came in, he had a lot of hype. But overall, I would say that he had 2 relatively uneventful seasons. He had 27 catches for 298 yards and 1 touchdown in 2022, but didn't record a single catch in 2023 and was mostly used on special teams. He found himself falling deeper and deeper into the rotation, so him leaving makes a lot of sense. He will have 1 year of eligibility remaining, and at this time he has not released any official statement. As players do decide to transfer from Miami, I'll do my best to show any statements that they put out on social media, but Ladson right now has not put anything out. And continuing the transfer portal talk here for a moment, Miami has officially offered 6'6", 315-pound offensive lineman Alan Herron. Herron played at Shorter University in the state of Georgia, and he will have 2 years of eligibility remaining. And I know that some of you are probably scratching your heads when you heard me say Shorter University. I had to look it up as well. It's a Division II school, but I like this guy's size for now, and I am trusting the coaching staff and their evaluations. And just keep in mind that this guy also right now has offers from Auburn, Clemson, Louisville, NC State, and Penn State, and that's just so far. So obviously there's something there. And you know that Miami is all about building up the trenches. That's, the way Mario wants to attack this thing, and offensive line coach Maryville. So this guy would probably be a good fit, purely just talking size-wise. The 6'6", 315-pound, yeah, we need that. So let's wrap this video up with a little transfer portal quarterback talk, because I know that's always what gets everybody all excited. And a name that you all are probably very familiar with is Duke quarterback Riley Leonard. He has officially entered his name into the transfer portal, and this one also makes a lot of sense because his coach Elko, of course, accepted the job at Texas A&M. So you're going to see a lot of turnover from these schools where their head coaches get fired or move on and accept other jobs, and that just makes sense. Now, I doubt there's much interest from him in Miami, but we don't know that for sure. And I know that as far as Canes fans go, there's always interest in any former 4- or 5-star quarterback that is entering their name in the transfer portal, and I love it. You guys are tearing it up on Twitter. Every quarterback that posts that they're entering the portal, I see you guys commenting, gifs of Sebastian throwing up the U and showing all these quarterbacks love. So keep the fan recruiting going, because we're going to talk about every big name quarterback that enters the portal, because it is a position of need for Miami. At least it seems that way at the moment. Now, with Riley Leonard, a lot of people believe that he'll probably go to Notre Dame, but he's going to have a lot of offers on the table after the performance that he put up at Duke. Now, Texas A&M quarterback Max Johnson, that was another guy that had entered his name into the portal, has apparently already made his mind up and committed to North Carolina. So as you can see, you got to make your moves quickly because things will happen fast. Now, to close this thing out, the name that I would like to mention that I believe will interest Canes fans is Coastal Carolina QB Grayson McCall. He was the 2020, 2021, and 2022 Sun Belt Player of the Year. Now, here's a little bit of his stats. I know when you hear Sun Belt, some people kind of take a step back and they're like, Coop, yo, I'm not really interested in that, but let me just tell you a little bit about him. He's thrown for 10,005 yards, 88 touchdowns, and he's also rushed for 1,113 yards. He has put up some pretty impressive numbers, and he brings experience to the table as well. However, he did face some academic issues, and he only played in 7 games this season due to an injury. Now, in those 7 games, he threw for 1,919 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. And I don't know if this matters to Canes fans or not, but I've heard that he has some kind of nickname revolving around his mullet. And I don't know if Canes fans want a quarterback that has a mullet. I don't know if that if you factor that in, the hairstyle, I don't know if it's too much. I don't know if I don't know. You tell me. But let me know down in the comment section below if any of these new quarterbacks that have hit the portal interest you guys. I know that we don't have a final say-so in who Miami reaches out to, but it's still fun to discuss and talk about, and we do create some chaos on the timeline. As I said, I see you guys all over the place, and it could make an impact, and I can almost guarantee you that this coaching staff is at least putting feelers out and touching base with multiple guys, because again, I still firmly believe that we probably need to bring in 2 transfer portal quarterbacks. I realize now there's definitely some confusion here with the Ja'Carri Brown situation now that he's going to be starting the bowl game. Does he stay? Does he start the bowl game and still leave? At the very least, we definitely need 1 transfer portal quarterback because we only have Judd coming in the 2024 class. The question here will be, does Miami go for a one-and-done guy, like someone, like the Mississippi State transfer Will Rogers? That's someone who is definitely on Miami's list, and mine as well. I mean, given his background, but that's a big-time transfer in more ways than one. You're going to have to cut a big NIL check for that guy, and he is coming to play. He's not going to come and ride the bench. Same goes for the Kansas State transfer. So is Miami looking for a one-and-done plus developmental guy? Just a developmental guy? 2 developmental guys? I don't really know yet. Mario Cristobal is making some moves, however. He's followed multiple quarterbacks on Twitter that have entered the portal, and of course some phone calls and things have been made. So we have to be ready to move swiftly, but you also have to remember that the transfer portal is not officially open yet. So there are going to be many more quarterbacks that are going to be entering their name into the portal. So it's a very fine line. You don't want to settle. You don't want to jump the gun, but you do also have to make sure that you make some moves pretty quickly. You got to pick up the phone and start ringing some people. But let me know, as I said, your thoughts down in the comment section below. I still like the Will Rogers guy, but bro, I'm pretty sure his NIL value. Let me take a look. They've got Riley Leonard at almost $250,000, $247K. Wow, Max Johnson, $431K. What do we have down here? Will Rogers, $446,000 estimated NIL value. That is wild. I mean, Tyler Van Dyke was at $457K. Will Howard, $563K. And these numbers, I think we're going to continue to see a lot of big-time players remain in college longer than they used to. Just because, I mean, the sheer amount of money, the possibilities, the guaranteed money before you have to take that chance going to the NFL. Yeah, that's going to be even more, but you're taking a bit of a chance, right? So anyways, that's going to wrap up this transfer portal QB update video. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.